Hi, everybody, and welcome to Scaling Rivers Protection through AI and IoT. Thanks for waiting during the little technical hiccups. My name is Christopher Maneu. I'm a startup developer advocate at Microsoft, and I'm focusing on IoT. But apart from my Microsoft gig, I have actually another activity, side activity, which is scuba diving. I've been scuba diving for more than 20 years now. And during this time, I've been the unfortunate witness of a lot of marine pollution. Almost all dives I'm doing, I see some plastic pollution within the ocean, and most of the time I bring it back with me when I go up to the surface. And even if you don't doing scuba diving, I'm pretty sure you witness if you go on beach that there is a lot of trash, cigarettes or cans or plastic bottles, etc. And it's definitely becoming one of the biggest issue regarding to the environmental issues. And a bit more than a year ago, I met with Antoine Bruges. Antoine is a project manager at Surfrider, and it's trying to fight this specific issue. In a minute, if you don't know, Surfrider Foundation Europe is an NGO who tries to protect the ocean by doing different type of actions. And one of them is studying marine litter and trying to prevent marine litter in different ways. Right now, Surfrider is a worldwide NGO, but I'm specifically working with the European chapter based in France. And one of the actions Surfrider is doing is they are organizing trash days. So basically days with we get along with a group of volunteers and we go on rivers or we go on beach and we try to collect as much trash we can. And in fact, when I discussed with Antoine about what he's doing, he told me that even if they are doing this on beach, if they want to be efficient, they actually need to organize them in the rivers. Because you may not know it, but there is a huge part of the pollution, and specifically the plastic pollution, which is within the ocean, but actually comes from the rivers. Depending on the studies, we estimate that 80% of marine plastic pollution actually came from the rivers. And as you may understand, it's easier to catch any pollution when we catch it at the river level that within if you try to catch it at the ocean level, because the ocean is so big, it's very difficult to actually grasp anything. So they started to wonder how Surfrider can help everybody to actually catch this pollution at the source, at the rivers. And one of the things they discovered is that even if we know this fact, we don't actually know where specifically in the river the pollution is actually get poured into the river. So they started to do something but don't scale at all, which is kayaking onto the rivers and collecting trash along the way, and also mapping trash pollution. So here is an old picture of Antoine actually writing on with pen and paper where within the river he actually spot any trash. And when he's back at the office, it inputs all this data into a mapping solution, and then you get a map of the actual pollution. But it's a very time-consuming process, and definitely it doesn't scale. So they went a bit ahead and tried to use an app to do this, but it was again very difficult to scale. And while doing this, they saw that actually even if its work doesn't scale, it's a really efficient way to get quality data and to actually inform public authorities like the local governments or the mayor of a city or even at the European level where they should put funds to actually protect the ocean and the rivers, because actually they are kind of spread out funds for protecting the ocean everywhere, but we need to maximize the impact of all this funding, and so we need to direct this money to specific spots where it's really needed. And they made bold commitments to map 100% of the French rivers within 1 year. And if you don't know France really well, or even if you know it, it's kind of difficult to grasp how bold is this statement. Because actually the number of rivers kilometers in France is quite huge, in fact. So covering all these rivers with kayaking we will need a kayakist from all over Europe. So we need to find out other ways of doing it. And we met with Antoine during the hackathon, and we tried to imagine solutions to use both AI and maybe IoT to help them scale these efforts. So we started this project with the first proof of concept, a POC, and basically we had nothing to start with. So we have no database, no images, no IT infrastructure, no developers or data scientists, nothing. So we start by getting some pictures Antoine had from previous kayak sessions and trash parties, and we uploaded them to a tool we have in Azure that allows almost anybody to actually train their own AI model to detect things on images without having to know anything about data science. It's not a perfect solution, but within less than 1 hour, we actually got some results, and we've been able to detect some trash from pictures. As you can see here, there is a small red rectangle around the bottle, and this bottle has been detected by actually an AI. And we can go a step further by detecting multiple trash within the same image, and then starting to be able to count the number of trashes on a specific picture. So with doing this, we assessed that we actually being able to use AI to detect trash directly from pictures. But the final idea is to get this into the hands of the most of people. And then we started to create a mobile application. Oops, sorry. We started to create a mobile application. So when Surfrider is organizing trash parties, volunteers can simply get their phones and scan the area, and then we will detect and count all trash. And as we have a GPS into the phone, we can add it to a central database. So it was our first step, and we are launching this app in the coming weeks. So we also use some basic IoT, but we need to scale it to a much larger area. And for this, we've done two things. The first one is we went from the automatic AI system I just show you to a custom-made AI. We assembled a bunch of data scientists to actually do this because it could be quite easy to detect a trash can or a plastic bottle onto a picture. But the fact that is all the plastic pollution can come in a very different shapes, and you can see here two images with these two images have some trash in it. In form of plastic that is way more difficult to get to catch from an AI here and here. And we actually train our custom model to being able to detect this kind of trash. With that, we went assemble a team with different people, including Surfrider, private companies, volunteers, Microsoft, and schools, to be able to develop all the projects. So the AI, all the backend services, and so on. And right now we are starting to work on the IoT part, and we are actually prototyping what we call the rider box, which is basically a group of IoT devices. I can show you some of them in in the camera. So we have very small cameras here. We plan to put them first on kayak and maybe on boats that are going through the rivers, transportation boats, because they're doing the same path, the same journey several times a month. So it can get us accurate and up-to-date data. And then these small cameras will send within the ship the data to this mini computer with GPU capabilities, so we can run AI directly within the ships. And then we use another component here with a SIM card and a 4G antenna to send back the results to the cloud without having to get any connections. So it was a very short introduction to the project. If you want to follow the project, one of the best places right now is to go on GitHub because we are open sourcing almost any parts of this project, and we will open source all the part of this project later on. And if you want to learn more about IoT, on how to do video analytics at the edge, I have here some other links. And also you can get these slides on aka.ms/chris/slides. And due to the little technical hiccups, we don't have time for Q&A, unfortunately, but please reach out to me on Twitter if you have any question you want to ask about this project. Thanks for watching.